Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jared at 3C's Recreation. Really excited. Just unboxed our first 2024 Beta 300 Race Edition. If you follow our social media pages, you know we got it in late last night, threw it together, and it is 7:30 this morning. I have a bunch of customers coming today to grab machines, so I kind of have to do this video before work here. First of all, Merry Christmas. It's a couple days away, and it's exciting. It's a good time of year, except all the snow on the ground, so it's hard to do ride reviews. But with that being said, I just brought in a Honda 450X to do some videos on and a YZ 250X. So we're going to kind of spread the love around and give you guys comparisons between the Betas and some of these other brands. So let's jump into this thing. One thing some of you guys have been asking is how do the radiator braces fit the new radiators? Because this is the all new radiator that we're going to talk about here in a minute. So I got a set of guards here. I got these out of the Beta mystery boxes. I call them mystery boxes. They always have these used boxes of parts that we can grab. So these just came out of that. The part number does match up to what is on that used bike over there. So I know they're the same exact brace. They should, if they do work, we can tell you guys what to order. So I'm excited for that. Halfway through the video, we're going to pull the gas tank off this bike. We're going to look underneath there. And then at the end of the video, we're going to start it like we always do. So there's no gas in it currently, fresh up into the showroom. I didn't want to be pulling the gas tank off with fuel already in it. So let's see what this thing is all about. I think the best way to show off this new model is just to start at the front and work our way all the way around the bike. We'll talk about each feature as we go around it. That way, if you're going to a dealer looking for a new race edition, you're kind of prepped walking in there. So in the front, we're going to get a red axle pull. You can loosen your nut on the other side, loosen the pinch bolts, and you can just grab this, pull it out. You're not getting your finger all greasy. Comes with Maxxis tires for 2024. This is that new radiator design. You can see it in there. And what this is letting us do is turn sharper. Pretty hard to get my phone and the gimbal in there, but you can see that clearance down in here now. Before, see how it's dented in? Oh wow, it's already in all the way too. So they took that jam nut. There's not even a jam nut on there anymore. So there used to be a jam nut tucked in behind the bolt. That's already been fully removed for us. And look how tight we're turning this. That is so cool. Let me show, for example, what I'm comparing it to. Here is a 252 stroke. Right here, you can see that jam nut down here that was normally behind there, and the radiator was flat. So I can't turn the bar the other way in this bike. If I can sneak in there, kind of do this quickly. Right there, you can see how I can't go any further with that because of the radiator design. So that jam nut is pretty important in there. So that's a huge feature everybody's been really excited about. Also been a lot of comments and questions on if I can take this radiator and throw it on a 23. That's a video that I'll have to do at a later time. I'm not ripping the radiator completely off this bike just to do that. So we'll keep going with features here. So KYB front forks, it's a closed cartridge. You got an inner cartridge, outer cartridge. So two different, when you're doing your fork oil, you got to replace two different cartridges in there. The big two-stroke pipe coming around. This is where we fill our oil. And the race editions have that billet fill cover. And we have drain. It's so easy on these two strokes. Look at that, you just slide like a cardboard under here, or not cardboard, we cut like a pop bottle up, slide it under here, and you can drain your oil out really easy. You're not dropping the skid plate every time you do an oil change. The race editions have that black foot peg, and they have the anodized shift lever and brake lever. The shift lever's on the other side there. This is all new for this year. It's a whole new rear brake master cylinder for the race editions. You can see it's a lot longer. Pretty excited about that. So that changes the part number on this frame guard as well. So I'll have to keep track of that kind of moving forward. Up until now with 2020 stuff, these frame guards have all been the same part number. So if you're looking to buy accessories, that is going to be different for 24 on the race model only. Everything else is still the standard fork guard there, or I should say frame protector. On the race editions, we have the anodized chain adjust blocks. And we can go to the other side and show you the other one. And then this is that dual composite rear sprocket with a DID chain. Lasts forever. You're going to get like 40 hours, 50 hours out of that thing before you're replacing it. The race editions have the red chain block here. All the Betas come with the kickstand except the motocross models. And this little band is there to hold that up while you're riding. The other foot peg, there's our black shifter we were just talking about. It is a 6-speed gearbox, so it's 1 down, 5 up. This is that key and carburetor in here. It's got the choke on it. You can pull up on it. Choke is on, choke is off. It has reserve. on, reserve is forward, on and off. Now I'm gonna warn you that if you ride in the on position, this is a really tall fuel petcock in these tanks. You're gonna run out of gas about half a tank and wonder why you're not going anywhere. So you're gonna wanna flip it to reserve and do most of your riding. All of our race guys, we go right to reserve right away on these bikes. As you come up, they did a new seat for this year. You can see normally where the red split is where it would taper off and go flat, but they added quite a bit more foam. I think for the guys that race, they're gonna be okay with that. They might not have to buy the aftermarket seat like they used to. My normal trail riders are just weekend warriors. They're probably still gonna end up buying like a Seat Concepts or a gut seat for their bike. This is that dual ignition map. Once you start the bike, their little LED will blink under either side, or not blink, it'll be lit up on either side telling you what mode you're in. Up on the handlebar, we've got our light switch, turn signal switch, horn. This is just a high beam flasher. And then clutch, we'll work our way this way. Got our full display, and this might still be in kilometers. I'm not sure if I changed it. No, it's in miles per hour already. Got the time on there, and then if I hit this side, here, let me try this side first. Trip meter A, trip meter B, hour meter A, hour meter B, and then back to odometer. So those are your normal features. And if I spin the wheel with my foot, maybe, I don't think I spun it fast enough. If you spin it pretty good, you'll get a recording. Oh, there it is. So I just had to spin it faster. This is your steering stem lock keys, kill switch, start button, and then front brake. And Beta did a whole new handguard for this year. So you can see on the front here, all new handguard, all new bracketry. So these brackets work a lot better. They fit underneath it here much better than the other ones did. So they did a better job with their plastic handguards. I'm not sure that we're gonna run them. They got smaller. I feel like they're pretty narrow. I like a little bit bigger handguard than that, but they look good on there. They went to a dual color handguard this year, so I think the color looks good. And so let's kind of jump into some more features. Underneath the seat, you will find, so it's hard to do with one hand sometimes. Underneath the seat, you're gonna find starter relay and our battery, and then you can see our air filter down there under the side. Now this bike has been inside, so it should be a little bit warmer. Easier to do this. Ta-da, and there's our air filter. Super easy to maintain and get to. ECU is right there. Oh, they added like a rubber boot on there. That's kind of cool to kind of protect mud from coming down in here. So they did a pretty good job protecting that. The wiring all looks really good on this thing. The air filter, to take it out, you just pull down on here, rock the filter out, throw it back up in, and lock it back in. So real easy to get to the internal stuff that your normal maintenance is gonna be all about. And now let's try these, let's take this gas tank off and we'll check underneath it here. I guess before we take the gas tank off, let's actually try to see the dual spark plug. So the normal spark plug's always been there, easy to get to, easy to see. I feel like that position hasn't changed. And you kind of got to look for the second one. It's tucked up behind the fuel line here. Let me sneak this down a little bit. You can see it. It's coming out between the engine mounts. It's kind of a funny spot for it. You can see it there, right in the middle. And you can see, we're going to get to this, we can see the twin coil packs there. So let's get this gas tank off and have a better look. It is so awesome with these Betas, how quick these gas tanks come off. You have one bolt on each radiator. You've got one bolt in the back that's centering the gas tank. You have your map switch connector. You have your vent tube. I'll call it the drain line for your spilled gas. And then you simply just have your fuel line there. So that's how easy the gas tanks come off on the two strokes. And if we look in here, here's this new design. So this side is normal looking to me. That's where the coil had always been mounted, is on the right side of the frame here. And you can see that spark plug sitting there. I wonder what spark plug these are. It is it's got this little cap under there. On the other side, that spark plug is a lot smaller than normal. It is a MR7BI8. Okay, so I think that's different. Let me go look at the spark plugs real quick. Yeah, so this is a new spark plug for 2024. And you can see the second one tucked in right there a little bit better. And that one's coming around. Where does that one go to? That one loops around and goes to this side. So the back one's coil is on this side of the frame. If I was buying a new Beta, I would probably take all these off and dielectric grease these really well, stick them all back together. I would go through all my connectors, all my wire harnesses. Like this is okay, but I might loosen that up just a little bit. Again, it's fine, nothing wrong with it. but I would just take this all apart. Beta's doing such a better job with their wiring. Look at that. It's like all tucked in nice, out of the way. Everything is sealed. There's a lot less wiring than there used to be. And let's see if they left the plug for like a fan kit later. Typically that was snug down in here somewhere, right there. So we can still do a cooling fan kit, which is really important. That's one thing you lose when you do a race harness, you guys. If you put a race harness on these 2-strokes, you lose your cooling fan plug-in. You have to run power straight back to the battery. So keep that in mind. Thermostat is still here. That's normal, nothing's really changed there. So the benefits of this dual spark plug design, they're saying better fuel economy, which we're excited about. That's really important on these 2-strokes. And it's saying like it's just an increased power, more torque, which I can't wait to try because these things are already super torquey to begin with. And they're saying like if you have like one spark plug foul, you can get home on the second one, like it's still gonna run. We've never really had a problem with the Beta's fouling spark plugs, so I can't say that's a huge thing for me as like one foul I can get home because we've always had really good luck with them. While we have this gas tank off, we're gonna pull this louver off of here. If I can do it with one hand without pushing the bike off the stand. And then we're gonna I'm gonna take these bolts out real quick and then we're gonna slide a radiator brace in here. So on these new 24s, they're saying that all of this tubing in the front is 10 millimeter thicker up by the steering stem. So I don't know if they mean this main bar here or if they just mean the actual steering tube itself. I'm not sure. So one other side note I should throw in there. So I'm gonna turn this a little bit. And this is that bulletproof rad guard. We run a lot of these. This is what we run pretty much on all of our bikes. And oh yeah, check that out. So I'm looking in here right now, the internal mounts. They're at the same exact spot. Maybe I can shine that all the way through there. It's too dark, you guys can't see. But the bolt hole lines up perfectly there. That lines up pretty close, like that's workable. Like to me, that's normal fitment. I'm just trying to get those to fit there. I wish maybe those holes were like just a little bit further down. I can modify that and make that work. So there's that bulletproof rad guard. Let's turn this bar all the way. Oh. Okay, so one other thing you're gonna have to do, I'm trying to push this fork tube back out. You can see your bottom triple clamp bolt, the upper one. It's so hard to tell, sorry guys. Right there. It kind of hits that blue anodized right there. So that's an easy fix. Oh, look at that, it's gonna balance there. So what I would do is just file this corner down, get it a lot flatter, and then that way it doesn't hit at all, because now that this can steer tighter, it still fits that bottom profile perfect, still fits in there. So one more time, I'm gonna try to pull this in, come on. It's gonna hit right there. And how much is that really restricting it? So let me pull this out. How much further does it go? It doesn't go a lot further, so there's not a lot of trimming to do to this, it's just a little bit. And so that is a 2-stroke radiator guard. I think you guys are okay. Whatever you guys want to purchase, start firing away. A little bit of a modification in the corner of it. We just take a file, and with this being aluminum, it files super easy. Oh, look at that. You can see where it's hitting a little bit. That's cool. It tells you where to file. So that is a rad guard. So I'm going to put this thing back together, and we're going to go out and try putting some fuel in it. All right, guys. So we're going to do a first start video on this 300 2-stroke. This is that new race edition. And I think it's comical how many folks think that I'm hurting these bikes, because I've done a lot of these first start videos on like Instagram. I think the RX video has like 1.4 million views. Just gonna check the camera, make sure I'm in the frame here. Oh yeah, we can move in quite a ways actually. So there you guys go. We just pushed the bike out, dead cold engine. I haven't ran it, we just built it. Like here it is. It's not hot. I love how people touch the exhaust now to prove it. And then there's no gas in it. The gas is there. We just had the gas off of the bike, or the tank off of the bike inside. Showing you guys the radiator braces. So let's put gas in it for the first time. What I always do is turn this in right away, because this needs to go in quite a ways on these bikes in their stock. This is the idle screw, by the way, I'm playing with over here. Might be too much. I have you on a bar stool at the shop here because I need two hands. I'm going to control the choke. So gas cap is off, and this is 50-to-1 premix going in for the first time. I just did a video like 3 days ago. I did it in like less than a minute because a YouTube short. I think it's got to be less than a minute. And everybody was like, there's no way you did that. Bikes don't start that quick. Oh, and then they think I'm hurting the bikes. They think I'm over revving it. I've set up like, I don't know, like 600 beta motorcycles in the last 15 years. It's been pretty cool. And so I'm just gonna put all this in. There's only like a gallon in here. What people don't understand is like when they hear that bike rev, like I'm only revving at like a quarter to a third of a throttle. At no point in any video have I ever panic revved it. I have a personal 125 that I did it one day just to make fun of it. I was like, all right, I'll panic rev it, and it was like my 125. You might be able to find it. And that one I revved out because I'm just proving the point that you can do it. And they're like, oh, you're not breaking it in right. I'm like, well, we've taken brand new 125s to the 24-hour race, raced it for 24 hours straight out of the crate. We still ride that bike every weekend. That's what I ride. So I don't know. People get too carried away on break-in and that I'm hurting the bike. So enough about that. I just put gas in it. I'm going to turn the fuel to reserve. So now, folks, the gas is flowing from the fuel line into the carburetor. It's filling the carb. I have not even tried to hit the start button. The battery is hooked up, so everything should go as planned here. I'm going to turn the choke on. So in the video the other day, you saw me reach down. I hit the choke. I always do that first time I start a bike. I'm going to check throttle free play here. I think we're good. So if you're ready, I'm going to do a first start. Oh, and the audio on this mic is not as good as just a regular audio on the back of an iPhone. People are forgetting that as well. But for me to be talking this far away, I have to have the mic on. So anyway, first start of a 2024 300 race edition. I love it. Look how fast that started. I don't want it like literally first start. I just put gas in it. It's incredible. People are like, oh, there's no way. I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. And I think I have the idle perfect for being 27 degrees outside here. Choke's off. The choke's not even on. This thing sounds good. And I'm going to unplug this mic in a minute so we can get like real audio because this mic doesn't do good here. Not hurting it, I promise. Like, so that's a quarter of a throttle. That's all I touched. And people are like, you're blowing it up. See how healthy that sounds? And I'm not even touching it. Like, at no point am I wringing its neck out. So you guys got to get over it. The bike is somewhat warm. I mean, the showroom is like 60-some degrees in there, so it's not a dead cold motor. It's not 24 degrees. I don't even got to sit here. It's like perfectly running. I'm going to try to unplug the mic, so hopefully I didn't just kill the audio. Maybe I'll long finally. Back fender feels pretty good. Not super vibrating. A little bit. It's at an idle though. Come on up here. Sounds so good. That motor sounds, I'm so excited. I love these 300s. We sell a ton of them. I anticipate probably sell 30 to 40 of these this year, so I got to get a bunch more of these on order. This was Jared at 3Cs Recreation. Thank you guys so much for watching our videos. You've helped our beta business grow a ton this year. I can't wait to share with you just the beta news and where we're at. I think after the first of the year I can officially announce it. So thank you guys so much. This is Jared at 3Cs Recreation. If you're looking for a new beta, I'll make it worth your drive. Have a great day and enjoy the ride.